The last time that I was kept in a small space was probably around when I was 10, 11-year-old in boarding school, where the older prefects thought it was fun to punish a bunch of teenagers by putting them under their beds. That is the closest I've ever been to that feeling of being stuck, being trapped in a space that is not enough for your whole body. The feeling of being trapped in my head, being trapped in a situation, in a job, just that feeling that things aren't working out, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I have no idea what I'm doing. That feeling I'm actually more familiar with. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, but in my own relatively short life, I have been able to see some patterns in my behavior and things that I've done that have either helped me get out of a situation or made it worse, which has sort of forced me to reflect and look at how do I get unstuck? How do I move out of this trapped mindset? What are some steps that I could take to get out of it? In this video, I want to share with you 5 steps to help you get out of that mindset, to help you get unstuck, get untrapped. They are not small steps, they are not proven in like a scientific way, but if you follow these steps, I promise you, you will find a way out of the current situation. You don't have to believe me, just listen, I'll tell you how it worked for me, and then we'll figure it out from there. The first step on this journey is to identify what you would like to do. Probably you're stuck in a job somewhere or you're in college and you don't feel like what you're doing is right. You need to be able to identify what you want to do. You need to put down pen to paper, write a list of things that you would like to do. Yes, we agree you don't want to do what you're doing right now. You feel like it's not what you should be doing. All right, cool. What do you want to do? So you need to be able to at least start with a compass. You don't have to know exactly what it is. You don't have to know exactly what you want to do yet. Nobody knows the future. But you need to know at least the area that you want to be interested in. Do you want to be a writer? Do you want to do a YouTube channel? Do you want to be able to travel the world? Do you want to get married? Do you want to leave the country? Starting with that gives you some form of anchorage on how to move forward with this plan. Whenever I felt like my life wasn't going the way I wanted, having to journal and write down the things that I actually wanted to do opened up those paths that were blocked for me to be able to see what else I could do. Step 1, identify what you would like to do. At least, if you don't know exactly what it is, the area of interest that you have. Step 2 is what I like to call the life review plan. I made a video when the year started about 2021 and the plans that I had for myself and the channel. And I think you should go and watch that video because it covers a lot more of this and also the links to the other videos that help you do that. But for the sake of this video, this might be the only video that I ever watch on this channel, and I appreciate your time already for that. You want to do a life review plan. What is that? Your successes for the past year. You may not think that you have successes, but you do. The fact that you're alive, consider it a success, right? Everything, big ones, small ones, everything that you've won at, write down the successes and then write the lessons that you learned from that. Maybe you got a job that you were not qualified for, even though you don't like this job, but it's still something that pays the bills. That is a piece of success. Now, when you've done writing the successes and the lessons from the success, you move now to the failures. Where have you failed? Do you feel bad about how much money you're making? Do you feel bad about the way you look, about your health, about your ability to communicate with people? What is a part of your life that you feel like you've been failing so far? Or something that didn't work out the way you wanted? Now, write a lesson that you've learned from it. There is always a positive and a negative. Figure out what lesson can you pick up from this failure. Did you ask out a girl or a guy and he or she said no? What is the lesson there? Sometimes you ask and sometimes you don't get. Next part of the life review plan is to now start doing the plans, the long, short, and mid-term goals that you have for yourself. So you need to pick first 3 main goals that you'll be following for the next year. You don't have to look too far into the future. Just the next 3 months, just the next 12 months. What would you like to accomplish? 3 goals. Next thing you need to do is now set domino goals for those 3 goals. I repeat, if you haven't watched the video I did about the new year, watch that video. There are links to cool videos that will help you get these things sorted out. The life review plan is an essential part of this journey. So you set the major goals for the 12 months. Next, you set your quarterly goals, then the monthly goals, then the weekly goals, and then the daily habits. You're writing this down. Remember, you're trapped. You feel like you're stuck. Putting this down on paper would allow you to use your imagination to open up, okay, what can I do? What are the next steps that I can take? And that is a brief summary of the life review plan, which is step 2 on this journey of getting untrapped. Step 3 is the fun one. Figure out how much it will cost. And I don't just mean financially. I mean, figure out what would this require of you? How much money would it take? How much time would it take? Would you have to move to a different town? Would you need to become somebody else? When I say figure out what it will cost, this means take into account who is the person you will need to become to get this thing that you want. All these steps work together. First step, figure out what you want. Second step, do a life review plan. Third step, how much would this cost? So if it's money, if say you want to start a YouTube channel, you might need money to buy a camera, you might already have a phone, you might need to be able to make time. What it would cost is all the resources required to be able to achieve the goals that you've set in the previous step. Here you get to dream, you get to plan. So you already had a compass of the general direction that you wanted to go to. This is where you put down the actual map based on the live review plan that you made earlier. All this time we've been talking about what you would do, what you would write, how much it would cost. You're sitting by yourself, you're making this list alone somewhere, probably crying if you're like me, and trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to get done? And you're just putting it down. Step 4 is now when you start opening up the doors. Figure out who can help you make the switch. If someone who looks like you has been able to succeed in an area that you're interested in, then there are clues there. Success leaves clues. You need to be able to figure out who in my surroundings has been able to achieve the things that I want to achieve. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you feel trapped, you don't have to try to recreate a new business idea or something. If somebody around you is already making it, figure out, try to reach out to them, connect with them. It might be somebody in your family, it might be a friend, it might be somebody that you don't even know, and this is an opportunity to actually reach out and ask for help. People are very much willing to help. You never just know. It could be an email that changes your life. It's happened to me multiple times, even on this channel when I met Cody Warner. Figure out who can help you make the switch. And if you would say you don't know anybody around you, you live in a place where there's nobody, I don't know how you're able to do that because you have internet access and you're watching this video. Find people online. You don't even have to meet them. You can have digital mentors, people whose podcasts you listen to and you can learn from them and pick up and actually be able to do things. Figure out who can help you make the switch. Even if you don't have the big picture of that, remember, you don't have to know exactly how to get it done. At least get the next step. Do you have to go to the library and borrow a book? Do you have to find an author in a particular area? Do you need to start saving money to buy a piece of land? What is the next step and who can help you to make that switch? The final step is the simplest step, but it's the one that I think is foundational when you finally get into the mindset of what you're trying to do, which is to untrap yourself. Start where you are, use what you have. It's happened to me multiple times where I feel so stuck that I don't even see what I already have. So the idea when you've already made those lists of wins and successes and losses and that plan, you start seeing what you can actually do. You start getting an idea of the way to get out of this feeling. So by this point, you already know that you can reach out to somebody, you have a couple phone calls to make, emails to send, podcasts to listen to. Where do you start? Listen to the first podcast, follow your daily plan, and start doing what you need to do to get out of that situation because you already know what it would cost, right? You already know how long it would take, or at least you have an idea of how long it would take, and you're talking with somebody who's done it, who can give you a better estimate. Bonus step is this one. You have to wield urgency, gratitude, and abundance. These are mindsets. Urgency is acknowledging the fact that yes, you may be feeling stuck right now. You may be feeling like nothing is moving, but you're alive and you will die. The idea of urgency is, what are you going to do with this one life? It's not about existential crisis and doubting that you're doing anything that is worthwhile. It's, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to give to the world for everything that you've received from your parents, friends, siblings? What do you care about so much that you can actually provide for? What are you going to do with your life? That is a sense of urgency. Gratitude comes from that list you made of successes and lessons. You have the ability to watch this video, to pay for internet access. You probably have a job that you may not like, but the feeling that this job is providing for you and your family and is allowing you to be able to do what you want to do now, you can transform that feeling into gratitude and make use of it. So don't ignore the big wins, the small wins that you can actually use to understand how grateful you need to be in order to move forward. And the final one is abundance, because the big feeling of trappedness that I feel sometimes is like, I get so locked in this world that I don't see anything else out. I don't see what is available. I don't see the ability to make more income, to meet more people, to actually develop myself, because I feel stuck. You need to be able to have that understanding that there is more. The cake is big enough for everybody. The internet has changed the world. And the way people interact, the way people connect, the way people help each other, it's been transformed. You can be a part of that transformation. You can actually do something. Urgency, gratitude, and abundance. Now, to recap the 5 steps. First one, figure out where you will want to go. What do you want to do? This is your compass. What is the general idea of what you like to do? You don't like where you are right now, you don't like the job, you don't like the relationship, you don't like what? Okay, where do you want to go? Second step is doing a life review plan. Figure out a time frame, make goals, set the steps to achieve them. Success and wins, what are the lessons? Set your mind to the paper. Step 3, now that you have the life goal, how much would it cost? Financially, mentally, spiritually, what would it take for you to achieve these goals? Step 4, who can help you get this done? Who around you on the internet, in this world, is there somebody who looks like you, who has a story similar to yours, who has been able to make that switch? Find them, learn from them, at least get the next step. Step 5, start where you are, use what you have. If you want to start a YouTube channel, use your phone. You don't have to get a camera. And the final step, The bonus step is the underlying principle of urgency, gratitude, and abundance. See, I believe that you're capable of doing much more than you think that you can. I know this because there have been many times in my own life, even right now, where I feel the world around me crumbling, things changing, my identity, my perception, my vision of the world, everything transforming. And I feel like I'm trapped under these layers of skin and identity and things that I have to let go of, but I don't know how to. This 5-step plan can be the way for you to start. And I'm hoping that you would use this opportunity where you're feeling these feelings and tap into the trap. I'm calling it tap into the trap, make use of it. Build from the ashes of who you were. I really believe in the human capacity to transcend itself. Like, there are people who would show you that it's possible to get things done, and you can be one of those people. Every single one of us has the capacity to do those things. Just think about the fact that you were born, you couldn't walk, you learned how to walk, and now you run and you forget how hard it was to actually walk, and the joy you had from falling and standing, and you kept going. You can still go. You may be feeling trapped right now, but it doesn't have to end that way. I made this video for you as much as I made it for myself. It's actually possible to change one's life by taking action. I wish you the best, my friend. My name is Kamga. If this is the first time that you're watching any of my videos on this channel, as you may have noticed, I make videos about personal development. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you'll be able to see it. But the one favor that I'll ask you to do, if you can do me one favor today, is like this video and share it with one person who might be feeling trapped right now. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.